Hey everybody, Ninjaz here, and I am just taking a moment to put together a little video to go over some of the most common questions that I've encountered in the game so far. I get a lot of people on every night asking about this stuff, so I thought I'd make a quick video to try to go over this stuff and hopefully answer some of those questions that people new to the game are going to have. So let's get started. Alright, first question, and probably the most common one, is how do I get a mount? Well, to be honest, just follow the normal quests. Every race, doesn't matter what, eventually you're going to get a quest that's going to have you carry a mount to somebody and then race it up. So just follow the quests and you will eventually get yourself a mount. You should have it, I think at the latest around level 12 or so, I think, depending on your race. So, yeah, do the normal quests, and then once you get to the point where you're raising up the mount, just follow the common cues. If you need water, you can get it from a well. There's always a well nearby. Yeah, just keep clicking on your pet and doing the stuff you need to do, and you will eventually get your mount that way. Okay, next question. How do I get a farm? Well, basically just do all the quests, and you will eventually be given a scarecrow, which would be then used to put down a farm. Now, if you're playing on a free-to-play basis and not with patron, then you will not actually be able to use that farm. You have to just plant seeds out in the wild, which leaves them vulnerable to be stealing. So that is one bonus to being a patron. But yeah, you will get a farm if you just do the quests. How do I get a glider? Okay, if you haven't noticed the theme of things here, if you want a glider, just do the quests they give you. You will eventually get a glider. You'll get a glider, you'll get a mount, you'll get a farm, all of that stuff, and you should have all of it, I believe, by the time you're level 15. So if I can't make this clear enough, don't try to skip stuff, don't try to jump up ahead, just do the stinking quests and you will get your glider, you'll get your property, you'll get your mount, all of that stuff. All right, simple. One thing to note, however, if you are playing as the Furrens, the Furrens are given a temporary glider. So if you are playing as a Farron and you're wondering why on earth the glider you just got is suddenly disappeared, it's because that's a temporary one. You will actually get another glider later on that is permanent. Next question is, how can I get a house? Houses are a lot like farms in that they need to have a property space that you can acquire. But if you want one, you're again going to have to be like with a farm. You're going to have to be a patron to be able to get one. And to do that, you need to go to the Mirage Island and then spend Gilda coins in order to get the blueprint for it, and then you need to gather up all the resources to build it. How do I make a guild? This is pretty easy and straightforward. You just need 5 other party members with you. They all have to be at least level 5 or higher, and then you need to have 1 gold. Once you've got those requirements, you can go to the guild master and or guild manager and register your guild. Pretty easy. The guild managers are not in every city. They're pretty much only in the big ones, so you'll have to keep an eye out for them. Alright, have you possibly messed up your build and aren't quite sure what to do about it? Do you want to try something else and see if you like it a little bit better? Well, then you can reset your builds if you go to a skill manager. Now, to do that, you're going to have to be at least level 10 and have acquired all 3 of your different skill branches. Once you have done that, you can go to the skills manager and choose which skill you want to replace, and yeah, just pay a fee. Now that is one at a time, I believe, so doing a complete build reset from scratch is going to cost you a little bit, but you can do this, I believe, as much as you want, so as long as you've got the coin for it. Next question is, how do you do trade runs? Now, I'm not going to go into detail on this in this video. I do have other videos from my time on the Japanese ArcheAge server that go into detail on how to do trade runs and stuff, and if you're really interested, I would encourage you to check those videos out instead. But basically it involves you getting a specific pack of goods that you need to make, and this is actually very, very difficult to do if you are a free-to-play player, because it's so hard to get the labor and get all of the resources you need to for that. So you need to get all of the things required, make a trade pack, and then carry it to, well, basically as far as you want to carry it before selling it at a specific trading point in each territory. Again, I've got other videos for that, and the principle on the Japanese ones is pretty much the same as the American one or English one. So if you want to know more about it, take a look at that video, and yeah, it's got a lot more info. Now, a lot of people ask, what are the differences between free-to-play and patron status? Patron status being basically the paid subscription status. Now, there are a few of them. First, and one of the most obvious, is you have reduced queue times. People who are on patron status get priority over people who are free to play when it comes to logging in and getting into a server queue. Some of the other advantages are property. You can own a house or a farm when you are a patron. You cannot do that if you are on the free to play. Another one that's a pretty big deal is the offline labor point regeneration. Free-to-play only allows you to regenerate labor points when you are online and playing the game. If you are a patron, however, you can acquire labor points while you are offline as well, and I believe they acquire at half the rate. So you only get half as many per 5 minutes or whatever, but you are still getting labor points while not playing the game. So another benefit is that you are allowed to sell things on the auction house, which is something you cannot do as a free-to-play. You can buy things as free-to-play, but you are not able to list things for sale as free-to-play. Sorry. The other benefit is that you get a 10% bonus to your XP gain when you are a patron, so you get a little bit of an advantage there as well. And that pretty much sums it up. That's at least any of the significant things to being a patron versus free-to-play. Okay, chat management. So, how do you block somebody in chat? This is really, really, really easy. All you have to do is right-click on their name in the chat window and click on block character. Boom, done. They're not going to bug you anymore. The other questions I usually hear are, how can I change my chat settings? A lot of people really get sick of seeing specifically faction chat, which just scrolls like crazy, and it's usually full of kind of, well, idiots. So if you want to get rid of, like, for example, your faction chat, you need to right-click on the tab up at the top of the chat window, and then click on tab settings. Now that'll pop open the window and just uncheck all of the boxes that you don't want to see. It's a bit misleading because faction chat is actually called alliance chat in this window, so that's it. There is no more faction chat in my window, so nice and clear, and I can actually, you know, listen to stuff that I would rather listen to. Mostly. Okay, how do I report someone? what you need to do is there's actually a social skill. It's in your skills window, and you'll need to find that, and it looks like a little red, like a flashing light like you'd see on a police car. So you need to put that on your skill bar, or you can click on it while you've got somebody selected. Click on the target, and then click on that skill, and that will pop up a window that will allow you to report them. Now, here's the funny thing. You have to be a minimum level, I think it's level 5 and up, to be able to report somebody. And in what can only be described as a dick move on the part of the developers, you have to expend 25 labor points to be able to report somebody. So if you don't have 25 labor points, you can't report anyone. So yeah, that's how you report people. And I would encourage people that if you are seeing botters, please do report them. But yes, be wary. If you don't have labor points, or you're trying to conserve your labor points, reporting people will use them. How do I get a boat? This is a pretty easy one. Similar to building a house, you need to go to the Mirage Island, and once you are there, you will see some boats at the dock, little miniature scale models. And all you have to do is go up and right click on it and buy the blueprint for Delphinod coins, and they are pretty expensive. Once you've got your blueprint, you need to take it out somewhere and basically set it down. I think it's in the water, but then you need to bring all of the ingredients required for that blueprint, and they're all listed if you mouse over the blueprint. So you're going to need a lot of resources. Once you've got those, you can start building it, and that's about it. Once you're done, you will get the ship. It will go into your inventory just like your mount, and you can then just right click on it and summon it whenever you feel like it. Well, there you go, guys. That's it for this video. I do hope that was at least somewhat helpful for you and answered some of your questions. If you do want to know more about some of the specific mechanics of ArcheAge, I've got a pretty lengthy series on it. It's specifically to the Japanese version, but again, most of the features and things carry over just fine from the Japanese version to the English version, so almost everything works pretty much the same. So if you do have more specifics on that, I'd encourage you to check out those other Japanese ArcheAge videos that I've made. Otherwise, I will continue to make some more videos of this and get them up as regularly as I can. So as always, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.